SME this morning, we have Balikis Oke, who is the CEO of a lighting company based in Lagos and Abuja, Nigeria. They provide bespoke architectural design lights for both residential and commercial projects. They also produce customized light fittings for building projects. Light Architect. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
Thank you.
I like that, Light Architect. How did that name, come together?
Okay, the name came from the purpose of the business. Yes, I wanted to do something different from the local markets. So I had to research into the architectural lighting. Yes, because it's actually different from what we have in the local market.
Wow, when you say architectural lighting, that's interesting.
So that is where the name came from.
Light Architect.
Yes.
Okay, you're one of the businesses that started the boom from the COVID era. Tell us that story, how
Okay,
all of this,
before the
kicked
COVID,
off for you.
Before the COVID, I had a 9-to-5 job, but unfortunately, the lockdown came and a lot of companies downsized. In fact, those that were not laid off the salary was cut and everything. So I was just at home and I said, okay, just before the COVID, I've always posted, but it was just fun. I didn't take it as a business. There was no prices to it or anything. So I just post when I see good lighting in movies, for instance. I just go and I Google the lights. I see the pictures. I crop it out, and I just post. So from my posting, a lot of people were interested, and they started asking, "How do we get this? Do you sell them? Do you sell them?" I said, "Oh, this is an opportunity
for you,
for me." So when the COVID lockdown came, we're just at home doing nothing, but the phone was there, the internet data was there. So I made use of that, and that was how we started.
And so after COVID, that's when you really...
And yes, and after COVID, we had to get a physical showroom because a lot of people started saying they want to see it. They want to see the lights.
The lights before they even...
they make
so where do
purchase.
you source your content? Do you import or do you source locally?
We import. Unfortunately, we don't have locally made lights.
Okay.
The only one I've came across is actually just the spotlights.
Okay.
So we hope that we will get there. But for now, we import.
Now, considering business in Nigeria and considering the value of our dollar, the fluctuating, it's falling and it's fluctuating, how has that impacted your business?
It has. The Forex is actually a big challenge. Forex is actually a big challenge because apart from what we sell in the showroom, we do pre-order. And by pre-order, that is the items that are not available. But then people are interested in them. Maybe we just post them and say, okay, this item is nice and some people find it suitable for their spaces. And they want to make payment for it. Now, you have to know the current rates at that moment to be able to give them a price. Now, when you give them a price, the item takes like minimum 14 to 21 days to arrive. And now that we have the Forex challenge, it goes up every day. So by the time the item arrives, the costs have changed. But then you can't go back to the clients to say, the prices have changed and everything. I believe this period, this period is not a period for too much profit. We are all trying to manage. So whatever it is, we count our losses and we move on.
Is there any way, in some ways, that... Have you ever thought about if there is a possibility of manufacturing locally or something? Has that ever crossed your mind?
It does. We are open to investing because manufacturing has to do with technology. Yeah, and we do the business aspects, not the science aspect.
I fully understand you.
Yes, when we see people
who are ready to...
Exactly.
Yes, I understand what you're saying there. Very much. Very much. So, apart from... now, these things are exquisite. I'm seeing some lightings here, and they are really exquisite. What's the market like? Do Nigerians appreciate such exquisite works? Because these lights are on their own, they are works of art. Some of them are decorative pieces. Some of them, maybe they might not have so much of a use.
They tell a story.
Exactly, and all of that. How is the general market? How do people... Are these well appreciated?
Yes, they are. In fact, you remember I told you that I actually saw the opportunity because of the client's feedback. So a lot of people love this. Gone are the days of just crystals. What we grew up to know were just the crystal chandeliers. And
Chandelier,
but
that's
now,
just that one new one
exactly,
in the center of
exactly,
the living room.
A lot of people are tired of that, and they want something different. They want art. They want something that can be aesthetics, energy efficient, and also perform the functions of a light.
Of a light, wonderful. Now, there's something quite remarkable in all you've said, feedback. How important is feedback when it comes to the process of doing business and, managing one's business? How important is feedback?
Feedback is as good as the business itself. Because the business cannot exist without the audience.
Because a lot of people, right, they don't even create an avenue to receive feedback. And even if they do, you see businesses that when it doesn't go the way they want, do you understand? They feel like there's a problem with the consumer, especially in this era of social media businesses. A lot of businesses are on Instagram. And you see them, you see, oh, I couldn't get this, I couldn't get this. Customer service might not be so good and all of that. How do you think, how can Nigerian business people on social media, how can they ensure that they use feedback well to get to make their businesses more, more viable, more appreciable to the consuming public?
Yeah, I think the major thing is changing our mentality when it comes to business. I have this mentality that if the client is not satisfied, then I've not made that transaction.
Oh, wow.
So we also offer after-sales service. So it's not just about you coming to our DM to say you like the light, or you walking into the showroom, you get the item. We can install for you, and we also maintain and repair. In fact, I've had several cases that clients don't buy the light from me. Oh. They buy from others, but because others don't offer that, especially the repair service, then they come back to me and say, oh, they have this light, and can I help them? It's not working again, this and that. The ones I can do, I take them in and I do that. So feedback is very, very important. So once we have that mentality that without the client being satisfied about an item, then the transaction, we can't say the transaction is a success.
Apart from the FX challenge, are there any other, with the business environment here, are there any other challenges that you faced and been able to surmount so far?
Yes, there are other challenges, and the challenges is the risk of damage. Yes.
When it comes to conveying and when it comes to transportation, logistics.
These items are fragile. They are fragile items. So most of the time when we import them in, we find out that many cases, they get damaged at the points of checking. That is custom clearing.
What do you do in those situations?
We can't.
You reorder, or do you try to fix them?
Unfortunately, there's no face to the custom, so there's nobody to hold accountable here. But then we talk to that is why the relationship with the suppliers or manufacturers is very key. The same way you have relationship with your clients, also maintain a good relationship with your manufacturers. So most of the manufacturers, they understand that these items can damage.
Do they resend?
Yes, most of the time we get a free replacement. However, we pay for the shipping again. Yes.
Is there any form of insurance like on such items?
Yes, we have, because we've insured our items before.
Okay.
We've insured our items before. But when it comes to the way bill aspect, the insurance comes from the shipping companies.
Okay.
It comes from ship. So where there is a total loss, that is when you don't even get the item at all. Shipping companies take responsibility
for that.
Yes. But where there is the damage, in fact, there are sometimes that you can't really say the damage is even from our hand here.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe from handling from overseas.
From their side.
Overseas. So, and there's nobody to. So those are the risks we face.
Okay, how about locally now, when you now want to, if you're dealing with, because logistics here or, delivery here can also be a headache. Have you ever encountered issues where it got damaged on the way to the consumer or something like that?
Yes, we have, but it's not something that is common.
That's common.
Yes, because we try as much as possible to use reliable logistic companies. So, and sometimes we even create the items.
Oh yes, I think is it possible to carry such expedition without? Because I'm thinking of creating and maybe a lot of to support it. There has to be a lot of packaging to support.
Yes, for instance, if they are going to a very far place, like let's say we have orders from Cross River. Okay. Calabar, as far as Calabar is. So we have to create them, especially when the items are very fragile, like glass materials. Then we create them and we'll. So There's a minimal risk when it comes to local. The major one that we face is the imports one.
All right, well done, well done. Thank you very much. Quite insightful there when it comes to how you run your business. And I believe there's something out there for somebody else to learn when it comes to managing a business. Okay, we have breakfast for you. Are you fasting?
No, I'm not.
You're not? All right, we've got something for you. Just let's head over to the kitchen.